Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel Meta What Ifs. Today I am back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto Was Summoned into Injustice Universe. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Don't judge me, I was playing Injustice, so yeah, I had to make this one. And let's be honest, Wonder Woman and Superman were pissing me off. So it will be filled with their bashing, and yes, Naruto will be not the canon Naruto but a darker Uchiha Naruto. So yeah, that is the only thing I'm gonna spoil. So yeah, a little bit of disclaimer, this may be a little bit of dark-ish story. So yeah, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and follow me on my main channel Apollo Uchiha as well. And there is a story uploaded there. If you haven't checked it out, please after watching this one make sure you do so as well. And as for your ideas, I have been seeing them. They are quite nice. And let me cook, okay? You guys have done your job and cooked a lot of ideas, and some still are. So let me cook on my side, okay? I hope that the stories I will put out you guys enjoy. Enough said. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in DC universe as we go towards Gotham City in a destroyed Wayne Manor, underneath which we see Batcave was located. It was still active even after the war between the rebels and the regime. But the regime, as usual, has conquered because most of the people have sided with them. Those who saw the benefit of siding with the regime, either with fear or out of knowing that what they were doing needs to be done through extremist way. But one person didn't thought of that, and that person was the leader of the rebels, Batman, aka Bruce Wayne. As now we see, he was currently in front of Dr. Fate, whom he had convinced that this is need to be done. I did not know, Bruce. Bringing in another higher power from another world is not so simple and easy. Bringing them here can change the turns of events of this world. It has already gone down to hell. We need to bring in a monster of our own to fight the monsters that our friends have become. That is the only thing I can say. I guess you are right. You know, I did not thought that Clark and Diana would go this far. And everyone alongside them. They have. They have. They have literally destroyed our friends. Killed most of them. Black Canary, Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter, all of them are gone. And for what? Heck, they even killed Billy Batson, the guy who looked up to Superman. That poor kid died because he followed him, and then questioned his morals. Something he instilled in the boy. As now we see, Batman didn't have one arm. Instead of it, it was a mechanical one, as both of them clenched fists tightly. One of his original one and the left one which was mechanical. We have to bring him in. But are you sure that you are okay with that, Bruce? Because I know that you will do anything in your power to stop them. It's no longer about stopping them. You know, fighting them, I have realized one thing. We need to kill them. That is the only way we can stop them. You can't be serious. This is the only way, unfortunately. And that is why I'm prepared for the consequences that I must face. As now we see, Dr. Fate then nodded. Alright then. As after doing a few chants as well as hand symbols, a symbol of his helmet appeared, and from it a golden light glowed as a portal opened, and from within walked out was a kid, 18 years of age. He had blonde hair and blue eyes, but his eyes, the way he carried himself, it had an aura about them that demanded respect. Who has summoned me here? Naruto Uzumaki, welcome to our world. Again, who has summoned me here? I did. Why? Said Naruto, looking at him with narrowed eyes as his blue eyes morphed into red ones with three tomos in them. As Naruto gritted his teeth. Please, you need to calm down. We need your help. My help? Why do you think I would help you? Please, I request you, Naruto-san. Said another voice, as Naruto turned towards a man who had a mechanical arm, as his eyebrow rose. And then his eyes narrowed, as using his dojutsu, he saw through the man that was standing in front of him, as his eyes widened. Then they softened. I see. Bruce Wayne. Parents died young in front of him. Endured quite a lot of trauma. And the war that has been going on. Betrayed by friends. Lost a lot of friends. I can tell. How do you? It's one of his abilities. That is why I summoned him here. He is literally a god in his own planet. His own world. The elemental nations. I had to bring peace there by force. Because those people were arrogant. They were so arrogant that they didn't care what would happen to any group of people or to the civilians. Many have lost their lives as a collateral damage because of their clashing egos. They needed to be brought down on their knees. That is why we have brought you here. Some powers think that they are the hierarchy now, and they need to be brought down a notch. And that is why you bring me into your fight. I can tell. As that is when we see rumbling begin to happen. Damn it, I think he heard us. Then let him come. As now we see the ceiling broke and there hovering above the air with glowing red eyes was Superman. You think I wouldn't notice, Bruce? I left you with a warning. A warning that was quite severe, I thought. But you have reminded me again that you were quite stubborn, and I should have put an end to you. Clark, stop this. You don't need to mess with this guy. This is the same thing you said about the last one. And he ended up 6 feet deep under the ground. You buried him yourself, right? As now we see, Bruce gritted his teeth. As Naruto stood forward. And suddenly his eyes glowed. Superman found himself tied down to a pole as he tried to break free. What did you do? What did you do to me? This is my domain. You're trapped in a world of your dream. And now, I will do what I must. And from there, Naruto began to torture Superman, literally ripping his skin off from hands down to the sideways, like opening a wrapper. And then he witnessed that he was being stabbed again and again by a lot of people that he had killed, his friends as well as comrades, and then finally Lois Lane, whose eyes literally popped out from her sockets and fell down to the ground, crushed by her own feet, as from her stomach was crawling out a child with glowing red eyes. No, no! As suddenly we see Clark's eyes opened. He was traumatized, his hands were shaking, but he was back at the tower. Next to him was Diana. Clark, what happened? I don't know. But that guy that Bruce brought in, he did something. I don't want to remember about it. But he did something bad. So we need to take care of him, don't we? Said Hal Jordan, the Yellow Lantern. Yes, Hal, we need to. How are we gonna do this? Said Flash. I don't know, Wally, but only time will tell. This time our enemy is stronger than it seems. Then let me go and handle this. No. He was able to use my own fears against me. And I was seemingly tortured for more than thousands of days. I don't want that to happen to any one of you. We have to handle this with caution. We are the regime. We already have everything under control, said Cyborg as he entered. We can do this, boss. Just give us the orders. Fine. Then you and Damien will go, because Damien knows everything about the Wayne Manor. It will be the easiest. Alright then. I will go, as you say. As it was night time, back at the Wayne Manor we see Batman was still shocked what has happened. Wonder Woman did arrive there after what has happened, because Clark was knocked out, and the sensors from Cyborg, it seems, went haywire, alerting her. But Naruto unleashed his killer intent and froze her in his place. A 1,000-year-old warrior was frozen because she felt fear for the first time. That meant something. They might have summoned the biggest and powerfulest being they could have thought of, or they just made a mistake by summoning another big monster that cannot be halted down. You don't need to think about that too much. I can sense your negative emotions about me, said Naruto, who was meditating. What? How do you... It's simple. Because I can. You see, I'm not a normal human as you call it here. I am a shinobi. I am a higher human being. A meta-human from what I can tell. But I am even more advanced than them. Superman is nothing more than a jonin to me that I can handle. He has infinite strength. Like someone I knew. But I have become much more stronger over the course of years because of my training. Can you help me train as well? Yes, I will allow you to train, but only in taijutsu, and increasing your capability of holding on your own, and nothing else. That will be more than enough. But before that, there's something I need to take care of, said Naruto, as he disappeared, and next thing he appeared back within seconds, and two of the beings were knocked out. Cyborg was trying to hack into the system, and then there was Damien. Damien. As now we see, when both of their eyes opened, they were tied down, as Bruce was standing in front of them. What are you two doing here? We are here because we want to know about the person you brought in. You know how dangerous it could be. What if it is worse than the Brainiac, or Darkseid even, or even Joker? It's not worse than you any less. As that is when two red eyes glowed from the darkness as the man stood forward. Damien instinctively flinched as Cyborg noticed. As he began to understand the man, or tried to understand the power level of his, but he couldn't. As Naruto then said, you can try all you want, but there's nothing you will be able to find, machine boy. And as for you, from your reaction I can tell that you have been trained, and your instincts are screaming to run away, don't they? Please, go easy on him. I thought we were here to deal with the enemies. He is my son. Huh, said Damien as he scoffed. He sure doesn't look like he is. I mean, think about it. If he was your son, why would he do this? Because my father is weak. His ideals are weak. That is inevitable, and is need to be dealt with accordingly. We need to instill fear in the people. You know, you talk too much like the council people. The ones I brought down to their knees. And knowing this, I am now completely sure of myself that I sure as hell want to bring you down. I know you can hear me, Superman, so hear me well. Within the next few months you will suffer the worst fate possible, and there's nothing even the Batman or anyone can do about it. You wanna know why? Because you have messed with a power you shouldn't have messed with. And since now I am here, I will deal with you. People like you, which are lower than scum, are the worst and needs to be punished or die. And that is something I aim to do. As Cyborg then said, you think you can handle a lot of metahumans all at once? Oh, I'll show you. Now run along. What? You can't be serious. We can't allow them to leave. No. I am allowing my prey to leave because the hunt will begin soon. Now is not the time. And besides, you and I have come to an agreement, don't we? As Bruce nodded, as they were allowed to leave. Now we see, a few months passed as Superman was getting antsy. There hasn't been anything done until we see Flash arrived. There's something that happened in Neo Metropolis City. What happened? Just come with me. As Superman arrived there was in the center part where Daily Planet used to stand was Hal Jordan, and his body mangled, stabbed across the chest, and his ring shoved into his eyes, which were Green Lantern rings. He has killed a lot of his comrades, and that is why he was the biggest traitor. And not only that, turns out the Green Lantern rings were freed from the Yellow Lantern Corps, and the next thing they saw was Sinestro arriving in front of them. Help us. What happened, Sinestro? This being appeared out of nowhere and unleashed hell upon our domain. Yellow Lantern Corps has been destroyed. Our district has been destroyed. There's nothing left there. Oh my god, Hal. He's killed too. Yes, he has been too. As now we see in the Justice Tower, they all were seated down. We need to do something about this. The guy killed Hal, and not only him, he also wiped out the whole Yellow Lantern Corps. Do you know how strong they are? I know. And since they use fear as their source power, which means that their fear must have made them strong, but no, it only made them weakened even further. Yes, it did. And now there's nothing we can do to it, said Diana. What we must do is bring the battle to them. Is this what the Bruce and the guy, that Naruto guy that he brought wants? No. You yourself felt it, did you not, Diana? Said Damien. My instincts were screaming me to run, and I had been trained by Ras Al Ghul. Never in a battle I have wavered, not even against him, myself. But that guy, something is odd about him. Seems that we have a heavy hitter on our side. That might be true, said a voice, as there stood Naruto. As they all attacked, but one by one, all of them were brought down to their knees, as Naruto released his killer intent, freezing them then and there, as cold sweat began to pour out of their body, as Naruto then said, sitting down where Superman was at once. Listen to me and listen to me well. That was just a demo of what I will do to all of you. So tell me, do you wish to change? Or should I go to Olympus next? You wouldn't dare. Boy, those are gods who you will mess with. We'll see about that. We'll also see. Those sisters of yours who have imprisoned their own after siding with you will feel once I destroy the new Themyscira under you, Princess Diana. Princess of Nothing. We'll see about that. And so, after that Naruto left, Diana, in the next course of days, became so worried and anxious because the threat loomed over, and he did destroy the little lantern corpse, but she knew her sisters and the gods were the next being that any one of them shouldn't mess with. So, after Superman confirmed that they should leave and visit there, they arrived, only to find those who were on her side killed, and her sisters, her aunt, who was leading those who were against her, stood there. Halt! You have sided with the man's world, Diana. You're not welcome here. How dare you, aunt? I am the new queen, and you will listen. As she tried to enter, a huge amount of lightning struck as she was on the ground. What is going on? Your father and mother and the rest have been killed. There is no God above. What? What do you mean by that? As that is when Naruto arrived there. He was wearing Hermes' shoes, which was used for quiet speed as well as had wings on them. He was holding on to Zeus' thunderbolt, and Poseidon's trident was on his back. He had his helm in his hand, and the rest of the gods were also defeated and killed by him. You killed all of them. As that is when Diana broke down. No, it can't be. How in the hell is this possible? They are supposed to be gods. We were shocked as well. But once they have forsaken us because you are Zeus's daughter and they favor you, we knew it was needed to be done. Because they have forsaken us, so we have forsaken them. A little persuasion. What do you say? Isn't it a wonderful skill? You monster! You know what you have done? Yes, I have become the literal god of this world, and I can do as I deem necessary. And you, Diana, I banish you from the Themyscira. You're nothing more than infidel who was born from the fake king of the gods, Zeus, and to infidelity of the queen, Hippolyta. And both of you are disgrace to Themyscira. You are the proof of that. As everyone else agreed to that with the stomping of their spears. You can't do this to me. We can. After what you have done with us, sister, of course we can. You're no longer a sister of ours, so you're banished from here. As Naruto then said, oh, and by the way, what are you going to do? As Naruto's killer intent increased, freezing them once more, as Naruto placed his hand on her forehead, what are you doing? And suddenly she felt an extreme excruciating pain, and after that, Naruto smirked as she fell down to the ground. What have you done? Something that needed to be done, since you're no longer a demigod or Themysciran Amazon. What is it? I have taken away your immortality, your vitality, and your strength. You're no longer nothing more than a normal mortal. As she began to age, no! As now we see, Diana was nothing more than 80-year-old grandma now. Clark, help me. Get away from me, Diana. We will take care of this later. You will pay for this, Naruto. You and Bruce both will. I told you I will bring you pain and misery for nothing more than in next 6 months. It is only the beginning. I have yet more in store for you. As next thing was Flash on the list, the one who can travel back in time. And so, Naruto knew he could do that, but Naruto prevented him. How so? by kidnapping his wife and threatening him. You have messed with the wrong person. Yeah, I heard that a lot. A lot of them say that, but they bow down to my knees in the end, Barry Allen. Now, tell me, how should we do this? You won't be doing anything. As he attacked Naruto, Naruto was taking hits. Unbeknownst to him, there was something that Naruto was planning. As Naruto was slammed into the wall as Barry was grabbing him, you'll pay for this. As suddenly he felt a needle in his neck and something injected into him. Behind him, it was Iris. Iris, what are you? What are you doing? You have become a monster, Barry. And I can't allow you to become that anymore. You have hurt far too many people. Far too many. What did you do? I took away your strength. That is what she did, said Naruto. What? You think I would allow you to touch me? Is that what you think since you are so reliant on your speed? No, Barry. I willingly allowed you to do that. You want to know why? Because it was the perfect opportunity. Iris has resented you for what you have become. And this is the only way. As Naruto kicked him into the guts, causing him to be knocked out. You didn't have to do that. He has become something worse than a monster. And he will be arrested. After that, Naruto knew Bruce was nearby. Send this to him. Are you sure about this? Do it. And so, the video was sent to Clark as he gritted his teeth. Damn it! Damn it all! Who is this guy? Who is this monster? I need to deal with him, and fast. We have killed out Constantine. Otherwise we'd have used him. Zatanna is, well, dead. Many of them has died. As Damien then said, we should hide. We like hell with it. He wants a battle, we will give him a battle. And so Gotham was attacked by the regime. But what they didn't realize was that there on the barrier, Naruto appeared with a few people to stop their attack. It was Martha and John Kent tied up. And not only them, it was Talia al Ghul, Damien's mother, and Cyborg's father. As Superman said, halt the attacks! As he arrived alongside the three pissed off people. You! As he tried to grab Naruto, but Naruto grabbed his hand and literally broke his wrist, causing him to scream in agony, and then kicked him so far that the hand that was broken remained in his fist, clenched tight fist, while the rest of the body was flung to the ground. As Superman rose from the ground, he had a stump now on one of his arms, and he was bleeding badly. Gritting his teeth, he tried to aim, but he was punched with an uppercut. There stood, in a new armor, Batman. His eyes narrowed. I told you I will even the odds for us. You are going to allow him to kill the rest of them? You're no better than me, Bruce. Yes, you made me realize that. To fight darkness, I must embrace darkness. I must become a monster myself. And so both of them clashed. As Superman was shocked, as he then said, how is this possible? You're not using any kryptonite. Let's just say I had help. He taught you, didn't he? As another punch made his face, breaking his tooth. Of course it did. Why else do you think I would be here, fighting you head first? You know, you have taken away many things from me. A lot of them, actually. Most of them were kids. They looked up to you. And you broke their trust. As he punched him again, you broke my trust. You broke Lois's trust. Everyone who believed in you, you broke their trust. You became the very monster you vowed to protect us from. As punch after punch after punch, Batman's fist began to turn red again and again and again until he was beaten to a bloody pulp. Superman couldn't move. He was way too much exhausted. While on the other side, Damien's neck was cleaved off. And not only that, Cyborg was literally mangled. As this happened right in front of their parents. As Talia was killed as well because she vowed that she will have revenge on Naruto. So Naruto didn't want that to happen. But Martha and John Kent looked down as he appeared in front of them. If you want anyone to blame for what has happened, it is me. No. It is not you, son. It is us. It is us and our son who is to blame for this. He has crossed his line way too many times. I tried to calm him down after what had happened, after the trauma I endured, but he channeled the energy wrong way and caused havoc and destruction everywhere. Instilled fear in the heart of the world, and that is something that I have to live by with the rest of my life. You don't have to. What? He is not your son. He is an alien, and I can make them forget. What do you mean by that? Said Superman. This, as Naruto's eyes flashed red. As now we see. After a few memories, we see Joan and Martha Kent stood there. What is going on here? What are we doing here? What did you do to them? Oh my God! Is that Superman? Is he okay? What did you do to them? I made them forget you, like you never existed. What? What do you mean by that? I told you I will make you suffer. I took away the last two people who cared about you now. Now you're truly alone. You're no son of Krypton, and now you're no son of Earth. You're a Ronin. So get the hell out of my planet, said Naruto as he grabbed him by the chest and literally flung him into the air. And then he was absorbed by golden chakra, lift blasting off into the air as well. Naruto punched him again and again and again until they arrived outer space. And then using his KCM2 state and into the Biju mode, he covered himself into Susanoo. Alright, old bud, rest enough. Time to wake up and do one last strike. And I was enjoying my rest. Shut up, you lazy fox, and help me out for once. Why not? As, using the blade that was now manifesting in the huge fox's hand, Superman was literally cleaved in half, and then Naruto grabbed the two pieces and threw it to the other side of the galaxy with such speed and strength. Superman, wounded badly, was dying out there, and will die, with knowing the fact that he had nowhere to belong now. Everything was stripped away from him, and there is nothing that he could do about it. Nothing. As now we see, Naruto returned back to where Bruce was. Is it done? It's done, Bruce. As Bruce took off his broken Batman mask that he has worn quite a long time and thrown it to the ground, there's no need for this anymore. But there is. The regime might have ended, but you need to still survive this and make sure the world knows that they're at peace. Sorry, what? I'm nothing more than a guardian of night. Guardian of night you may be, but you're still a guardian, Bruce. You're their guardian now. As people were standing nearby them, as they began to cheer for both of them, as Naruto then smirked and said, I've done my part. Since I can't return to my world, since peace has been established here already, I will remain here for the future threats. Since I've decided to remain here, I will give you this. What is this? A kunai? A tri-pronged kunai, a special type. If you threw it down to the ground, I will appear. But only throw it when you are in deep emergency. And always keep this on yourself. It'll make me certain that you are alive and where you are at the time. I see. Thank you. Thank you so much, Naruto. You have done much more than anyone had ever. This is the least I could do. And you don't need to worry about the regime. They are done for. All of them are. But you and I both know that there might be others who might rise after following their footsteps. And that is why I am remaining here. And always side with you. You have learned an important lesson throughout this, Bruce. Sometimes following the rules is not the way. You have to bend them, like you just did now. Yeah, I just wish it didn't had come to that. You and I were best friends, you know. I had a best friend as well like that. He turned to the dark side. And you know what he did? He tried to kill me twice. I tried to save that bond, but he didn't want it to be saved. Some people, after turning to the dark side, just don't want to be saved. They get addicted to being drowned. And once the person who is drowning and enjoying himself, no matter how much you tend to him, he doesn't want to be saved. And you can't save one who doesn't want to be. Isn't that right? Yes. Then, I guess it is time for me to leave. And with a sunshine, Naruto left, waving goodbye to Bruce, who stood there, while the new sun was rising. And he knew, after picking up his Batman mask and wearing it, there was much work needed to be done. And as for Regine, it has finally been defeated, destroyed, and dealt with once and for all. And for once he could say he was truly at peace, a hollow and shallow peace that was achieved at a heavy price, but peace nonetheless. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And yes, please make sure you check out the story on Apollo Uchiha channel as well if you have checked this one out. So yeah, this is it for the day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.